Okay, kia ora. So in this video we're looking at fractions again, and this time we have some letters as well as numbers in the fractions. So thinking back to adding and subtracting fractions, particularly with different denominators, remember you need to have a common denominator. So one way of doing that is multiplying the bottom of your fractions. So 5 times 3 is 15 to make a common denominator, and then cross multiplying. So the 2 here gets multiplied by 3, and I've got a minus there, and the 5 and the 1 multiply each other. So I end up with, oops, that was a mistake. 2 times 3 is 6, minus 5 times 1 is 5, equals 1 over 15. So now let's do the same thing, this time with variables here. I make a common denominator. 5 times 3 is 15. I cross multiply, so a is multiplied by 3, 3a, minus b is multiplied by 5, 5b, and I just have to leave it like that. Because you don't have any like terms, I can't simplify the top of the fraction anymore because I've got 3 a's and 5, take away 5 b's. Looking at the next example, again, now one thing to remember, if we have something on the top of the fraction like the 3x plus 1, that all stays together. That all is divided by the 3 underneath. So it's good to even draw a bracket around it, remembering that that kind of is a unit. So now I'm going to make a common denominator, 15, 5 times 3, and I'm going to cross multiply. So the 2x gets times by 3. 2 times 3 will be 6x, plus the 5 now is going to multiply everything that's in that bracket. Can you see where expanding is going to be useful now? The next step is to get rid of the bracket. So I have on the top, I've got 6x plus 5 times 3x is 15x, plus 5 times 1, don't forget 5 has to multiply everything in that bracket, over 15, and I can simplify that even further. I've got 6x and 15x, so I've got 21x plus 5 over 15. Now this example next, I already have a common denominator, so I can just keep that denominator as 5. I don't need to do any cross multiplying. So I've got 2x over here, but this is a favourite trick for NCA when they do this. This is all subtracted. My subtracting, my minus in front of that is minus everything in that bracket, which really reverses the sign of everything in the bracket. If you have a negative in front of a bracket, everything in there is reversed, the sign is reversed. So instead of being a plus 3x, it's going to be a minus 3x. Instead of being plus 1, it's going to be a minus 1. And then I can simplify that. 2x take away 3x is a negative 1x and a minus 1 on top, and 5 on the bottom. Now this one here again, we've already got a 6 on the bottom of both of those fractions in the denominator, so I can keep 6. I don't need to do any multiplying or cross multiplying because my denominators are the same. And on top I've got a 2e plus a 5f. Now again, the minus is everything that's on top of this fraction. It's minus 3e and minus a positive f. So we're going to reverse these signs to a minus 3e, and it will be a minus an f. So that if we simplify that, I've got 2e minus 3e, so that's minus 1e, and I've got a plus 5f minus 1f is a plus 4f all over 6. On the next page, some practice fractions for you to do. Try those on your own, stop the video and write down your answers, and then check the next page will have the answers for you. Let's go to the next page, and there are the answers. I hope I worked those out correctly for you. Text me if there's any problems with that. Thank you. And on with Education Perfect fractions, adding and subtracting. Thanks.